Okay, so you've joined Northwood's Discovery once again on YouTube, and I really appreciate it. And if you would like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, that would be amazing. You can comment whether you like the channel or don't like the channel or the video or the post, and that will help me know what to put on here. Like I said, I have other videos on this channel that will help you learn how to do things or what products to buy or not to buy. That being said, today we are going to focus on the Fenix flashlight. I've got two versions and I want to go over those with you. Okay, so this company is called Fenix and it is lighting for extremes. I fell in love with these after doing a lot of review on them and then testing them myself. I ended up getting the 50R and loving it so much, and then I noted a few things I wanted to change, so I got the 40R and I use them both all the time, many hours a night when I'm lure hunting in the rivers. This punches the light right down to the bottom of the river if you're standing in 3, 4, 5 feet of water. And I'll go over a few of the features. I'm not going to bash or compare to any other flashlights. There's so many other flashlights out there, but you get what you pay for. What you're looking at here, I think I've got about $500 invested in 2 flashlights and 4 batteries, and it's worth every penny. It gives me safety. I can see. It's comfort when I'm walking in the river. I can see what's in the river. I can find my treasures more easily, especially being lures that light up at night. But this has really taken my treasure hunting for lures to a new extreme, and that's why I'm using Fenix lighting for extremes. So at first I'm going to be talking about the LR50R Fenix flashlight, and the things that I bought it for are the comfort in the holding. It's like holding a soda can. It is heavy duty. It is heavy. You really know when you're carrying it for 4 hours that you're holding a true flashlight. I mean, it's got some weight to it. It's very durable, and the reasons that I bought it are 1 meter, you can drop it and it's still going to work, and 2 meters, it is waterproof for I think 30 minutes underwater. I never want to go to that extreme. I never want to drop it if I don't have to, or I'm very careful not to, and I never put it that far underwater for that long. I don't even like putting it underwater for an inch or two, but knowing that it can take that makes my expeditions and my treasure hunting so much more carefree. When I slip in the river and fall and it goes to the bottom real quick, or I slip and it goes down an inch or two, I don't have to rush home and dry it out, or I don't have to have it in a bag, covering it up and then melting the bag. And that's what I used to do with other flashlights, is I would put it in a plastic sandwich bag, and that was just a horrendous night. Some of the specs that you want to be concerned about are the length of time that that each function is gonna last. There's a turbo, high 2, high 1, medium, low, and eco. I like to spend my time on turbo because I need to punch the light down through 3, 4, or 5 feet of water that's rushing past me, and sometimes it's pretty murky. Knowing that it only lasts an hour and 50 minutes, I bought a second battery. That way I don't have to go home and recharge it for the night or for the few hours that it takes. This was a must if you're going to be out more than 2 hours and you have it on turbo. I found it out one time when I was looking for a deer that we had harvested, and we were trying to find the deer, and we had our torches on turbo, and they went dark after just under 2 hours. So that's something to note. But this is a pretty cool feature. If you have it on eco or low, it's going to be 1 to 2 days you can leave it on and the battery is going to still work, and you're going to still have lumens. This has 12,000 lumens. How many flashlights have 12,000 lumens in them for full brightness? And then there are 50 lumens at the eco, and then you have in midway, the high and the medium are 3,000 and 1,000. So there's so many variations, but I like to keep mine on the very high, or if I'm using it just around the house to look at things, if the power goes out or whatever, I put it way on the low one so that the batteries last. Now I love this 50R so much, but one of the reasons I got the 40R after this one was it's got this sensor right here. If you can see that, it senses when it gets really close to an object, and this is so intense it gets really hot. And it's a self monitoring system that if it gets too close to things, that it will shut down in brightness to cool down. And even when it gets to something cold like water, it was noticing it as a surface and it was shutting down, and then I couldn't see in the water. I'd have to wipe it off, shake it off, and go from there. Now the 40 does not have that, so you have to be careful. This gets quite hot as well, but it does not shut down when it gets near a surface. You can actually tell the difference in the LED lights in them. So sorry, there's LED lights in them. This one's more big, broad spectrum, and this one can do the same, but then it has one center one that will punch the light out and one that'll beam. I'm going to go over all of that at night tonight when you can see it shining on the woods. So now talking about the 40R a little bit, since I use this one a little bit more because it doesn't have the sensor for turning off due to being close to a surface, because I'm in water, it doesn't need to be cooler. The water's already 32 degrees when I'm in the river. And I leave it on turbo, and it says 11,000 lumens. It says maximum 12,000, but it's 11,000 on turbo, and that only lasts 45 minutes. So that's a lot shorter than the hour and 50 minutes on the 50. So I definitely had to get the second battery, and I actually go through battery 1, then battery 2, and then I change out for battery 3 and battery 4. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 hours, maybe 6, depending on if I tone it down when I'm in between lure finds. And another feature on these is it's got the C port adapter for charging on both of them. You can see on the picture. And then you also can charge other things off of this, like your cell phone or anything else that can be used with a USB port to charge. Now, going into the charging for these, at first I had been using the cable that they gave me, which is nice. They send you a cable with each flashlight. They do not send you the wall adapter that you can plug into. So at first I had been using the generic ones that you can buy at the store, or one that you get with iPhone. I think they're like 1 amps, or I'm sorry, 1 amp. And then so I went to Walmart and I got this one, and it's 2.4 amps. And man, does it charge my cell phone so much faster, and then it charges these so much faster, and it recognizes these. The other ones would overheat and then just stop charging. So make sure you get a bigger, more powerful, faster charger than just an iPhone or a generic one from a dollar store. So while we're waiting for it to get dark outside so that I can show you how bright these are against like a woods backdrop or things in the yard, I want to go over one more key feature of the Fenix torch. It's their customer service, which is second to none. I emailed them 15 or 20 times before I even bought this one. I had so many questions about charging, applications, dropping, waterproof, all the codes, all the lumens, all the times. They answered me, I think, every hour, but if they didn't answer within an hour, it was within the same day. And that really amazed me. That made me fall in love with the company. That made me know that they really appreciate my business and they're going to stand behind it. And as far as standing behind, they have a 5-year limited warranty on these. And if you have an issue, you need to email them and go over it with them. They're going to email back and forth with you. And then you fill out this form and you tell them what's wrong with it. And you tell them what you're sending in. 1 flashlight, 2 flashlights, 4 batteries, 10 batteries, whatever. And you send it in. They're going to either fix it, refurbish it, replace it, whatever it takes to keep you satisfied. This company, they are second to none, and I will always buy Fenix flashlights from now on, and you will not be disappointed either. So, knowing all of those facts about the Fenix, let's go to the next presentation of how they actually work in the dark. Okay, so it's about 1 hour after sunset here in the Midwest. There's no cloud cover. The moon's kind of somewhere, so it's not as dark as I'd like it to be, but let's start going through the phases here. This is the LR50R, and you can see pretty close here on the ground. That's the lowest setting. I can see the woods, you cannot through the camera. That's 95 yards away. I go to the next setting, still 95 yards away. Starting to light up everything. If you were looking for deer or a human, go into that setting. It is very bright. You can search anywhere. That's 95 to 100 yards away. That's amazing. That actually now is getting to be about 125 yards away at that far corner. Now we are at the brightest setting. If you're looking for cows, I mean, this is lighting up the whole backyard. And I can actually see into the other field. That tree across there that you can see, that's 300 yards away. That's crazy bright. You can just see the torch, and I can actually feel it getting warm. And it goes down to the dim again. Now we're going to talk about the LR40R, which isn't as impressive as the 50R in these kind of settings. Here's just the little spotlight. It's getting pretty bright. You can start seeing against the trees. I mean, that's 95 to 100 yards. But then you get the big bertha of the, well, let's see here, sorry. So that lights up really well at 100 yards. You're not going to get that out of any other flashlight. I mean, you're going to see eyes glowing if you're looking for somebody or an animal. It goes to the brightest setting. 95 to 100 yards away. Now, like I said, it's not as impressive. There's the center spotlight with it. If you're really trying to direct to a middle target. But when you're punching down into water only 3 or 4 feet deep, this thing is powerful. If that's 95 to 100 yards away, 3 or 4 feet deep, if you can, it just lights up the floor, the base of the river. Now I'll show you what the LR50 does. I mean, look how bright that is. That's crazy. But watch, when you get close to something, oh, see how it turned down? Get farther away, it cools off. It knows it's not going to overheat. It goes way down. So that's going to save your flashlight. You will never ruin your LEDs because of that sensor. Now let's try that with the 40R. Let's get to the brightest. This one does not have a sensor, and you could sit it there all day and it's going to overheat, and then you'd have a problem. I wouldn't want to do it more than what I just did. So to conclude this message, you know I'm recommending the Fenix flashlight, LR50R and LR40R, and they have, I think, hundreds of other flashlights, but these are the two that I know. Once again, you're watching Northwoods Discovery. Thank you for viewing. Please subscribe, like, and comment so I know what people are looking for on this channel, and make sure you're looking for my other videos to see if I can help you in any other way. Thank you.